Okay, hi friends. We'll discuss an important issue is philosophy of Ramanujacharya. And those who are writing mains this year, probably they might have understood the importance of this topic because the question on Ramanujacharya's philosophy was already asked in the prelims. And you know why UPSC has asked that question in the prelims. It is the Prime Minister who unveiled the statue of equality, that is Ramanuja statue in Hyderabad. So already 1000 years completed, the birth celebrations of Ramanujacharya's 1000 years got completed. Because of that, they have unveiled the statue of equality, Samata ka Pratima. That's what Hindi translation. So that is why UPSC has asked the question. UPSC has also asked the question with respect to Somanath temple also. So be very careful. So the UPSC is also changing the way of asking the questions. Try to follow the current affairs, and if you get these type of events, just try to know the historical and philosophical aspects. And there is an every chance that you may get a question in the mains also. If you understood that philosophy, then it will be easy for you to answer any question. So I am not going to give the entire whole philosophy of Ramanujacharya. To what extent it is required for our exam, and that is only I am going to give, and in order to make you to understand little bit about this philosophy, I will explain some points. See, he was a Bhakti saint. This Bhakti parampara or the Bhakti movement has started from Ramanujacharya, but actually it has its own roots in Adi Shankaracharya. So Adi Shankaracharya teachings are very important, because Ramanujacharya's teachings are depending on Adi Shankara. Without Adi Shankaracharya, you can't understand Ramanuja. So that is an important thing that you must keep it in your mind. So literally the Bhakti movement has started with Adi Shankaracharya. So the Bhakti means you have to move away from the conventional rituals, sacrifices, and you need to understand the God and the world in a different way based on the Vedanta philosophy or the Upanishads. See, the Upanishads and Vedanta, Upanishads are Vedanta, both are same, so scientifically written, and there is a lot of knowledge in that, and people started trying to understand what exactly the things mentioned in the Vedantas or Upanishads. And lot of people has written various commentaries on these Upanishads or Vedantas. They have written lot of commentary in the sense it is their own explanation. Okay, anyway, I will come to the teaching, but before that just I want to give some basic information with respect to Bhagavat Ramanujacharya. He born actually in 1017, that means he belongs to 11th century, and he was born in Sri Perambudur in Tamil Nadu. He is a Vedic philosopher and he is also a social reformer. And he is with the Bhakti movement. And he preached equality and social justice. I will come to this equality and social justice a little bit late, because if I say equality and social justice, then you don't understand the philosophy, because the essence of that entire philosophy is equality and social justice. The essence of that entire philosophy is equality and social justice. Okay? His philosophy, Bhagavad Ramanujacharya's philosophy, is depending on, or it is concerned with, three aspects. Anyhow, I told he's also criticized Adi Shankaracharya. I will come to that, but Adi Shankaracharya and Bhagavad Ramanujacharya, both the writings of these people are related to the Vedantas. Okay, so the Bhagavad Ramanujacharya's writings are concerned with the Vedanta or Upanishad, you can call it as. Second one is Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra. So Brahma Sutra written by Badarayana. It was a commentary on these Upanishads. And Bhagavad Gita for Bhagavat Ramanujacharya. So Bhagavad Gita. So the writings or the philosophy of Ramanujacharya is concerned about these three aspects. And Adi Shankara has written the commentary on this Brahma Sutra. Commentary on this Brahma Sutra. Adi Shankaracharya has written. You call it as Brahma Sutra Bhashya. Brahma Sutra Bhashya. That means the text is one, but various interpretations are there. Various interpretations are there. So Ramanujacharya's philosophy is concerning with these three things. Now, before I explain exactly what is Ramanujacharya's philosophy, first of all, I will explain Adi Shankaracharya, and from Adi Shankaracharya, I will try to explain Ramanujacharya. It will be easy for you, and from that, I will draw this equality and social justice aspect. See, Adi Shankaracharya, we all know he is a proponent of Advaita. Adi Shankaracharya. So he belongs to 9th century, and Adi Shankaracharya's philosophy is Advaita. Advaita philosophy. Advaita means it's not Dvaita. It's not Dvaita. Non-dualism. Non-dualism. That means there are no two things, there is only one thing. There are no two things, there is only one thing. What is this one thing and what is this two things? There are two aspects are there. One is Brahman. Second one is Atman. You can call it as Atma, Paramatma. You can call it as Atma and God, whatever way. So Brahman and Atman. What is this Brahman? Brahman is an absolute reality. It is only one and it is ineffable. That means you can't describe him. You can't describe him. He is a nirguna. He don't have any attributes like human being. So that means he is ineffable. He is only one, and that is absolute reality. That is Brahman. Then what is Atman? Atman is self. That means we, I. So what is that meaning of I? I am a body? No, I am a soul. That is Atman. So Atman represents the self, Brahman represents the absolute reality, that is only one and that is ineffable. And you can't describe it, and that too he is Nirgun. Or you can Nirguna, you can call it as. He don't have any attributes. Now according to Adi Shankaracharya, he said there is no dualism. There is only one thing. That means this Brahman and Atman both are same and identical. Both are same and identical. That means there are many life forms are there in the universe. And in everything, in every creature, there is an Atman. And that Atman is nothing but Brahman. That means in everyone there is a God. In everyone there is a God, and that is the only thing. And that is the only real and eternal one. So that is what Advaita. So there are no two things, only one. And it is present in everywhere, the same and identical. And some people consider like a difference. A difference. So what is the difference that normally people shows? I am a male, you are a female. I am a rich, you are a poor. I am belongs to higher caste, you belong to lower caste. You belong to a particular country, I am belong to a particular country. You are an elder, I am a child, you are a guru, I am a shishya. That means this difference people shows, and people try to identify multiplicity. No, these are animals, these are trees, these are human beings, these are blacks, these are whites. That means this multiplicity and difference, if you are showing, means that is because of our ignorance and maya and avidya. Because we don't know, we did not understand it properly. The thing is only one, that is Advaita, that is self, that is Brahman, that is real, that is eternal, and that is there in everyone. That is what the original one. And if you are showing any multiplicity or any difference, that is something because of your ignorance or illusion or maya or avidya. That is what Adi Shankara has said. And you must understand that there is no dualism. There is no dualism. And you must understand there is no even this Prakriti. Everything is me. Brahma Satyam Jagam Mithya, he said. That means you are seeing it as a plant, you are seeing it as an animal, you are seeing it as something, but these are not plants and animals. It is Brahman. It is the only God. It is the only that eternal. I am everywhere. If you are showing any difference, if you are thinking about that multiplicity, God has present, these are the different things, then that is not the right way of understanding. It is just because of the illusion or maya. So you must understand that knowledge. You must understand that knowledge that in everywhere there is a God. In everywhere there is an eternal thing, that is Brahman. And no one is inferior and no one is superior. And everyone is same. That you have to understand. And that jnana, that knowledge will help us to get the moksha or salvation. Because moksha and salvation is an ultimate goal in Indian philosophy. And that moksha and salvation is possible only the knowledge, the way you understand the Advaita. And if you understand like everyone is same in everywhere, there is only one thing, and that is Brahman or the Supreme Soul or Paramatma, then you will treat everyone equally. You don't show any discrimination. So this is something related to Adi Shankaracharya's Advaita philosophy. And the individual soul is held in bondage to the body by ignorance of the individual self. And you will forget like this is my body, this is me, but this is not you. This is not you. There is something that is in you, and the same thing present in everyone. Just by seeing the external appearance, you are feeling like you are different, but you are unable to see what is there inside, the manonetra. You just see it, and that is what the common thing, that is Brahman, that is same in everyone, and everyone is same. So this is what the Adi Shankaracharya's Advaita philosophy. Now I will come to Ramanujacharya, and Ramanujacharya belonging to 11th century. Ramanujacharya's interpretation came around 200 years later. There are reasons why this Ramanujacharya interpreted in this way. Anyway, I will summarize at the end. But Ramanujacharya's philosophy is Vishishtadvaitam. Vishishtadvaitam. Vishishta plus Advaitam. Vishishtadvaitam. Vishishta plus Advaitam. Vishishtadvaitam. You understood what is this Advaita. You understood this Advaitam. This Vishishta means some unique, or you can call it as a qualified non-dualism. Qualified non-dualism. So what is this qualified non-dualism or Vishishtadvaitam? He has added something to the what Adi Shankaracharya has said. In most of the cases, it is similar to what Adi Shankaracharya has said, but there is something difference in this Ramanujacharya's understanding. So that we call it as Vishishtadvaitam. And in this Vishishtadvaitam, there are some basic differences are there with respect to Adi Shankaracharya's one. One is, the basic concept here is, you understood the Atman and Brahman. But the Ramanujacharya has classified it into three. One is Chit, second one is Achit, Chit, Achit, and third one is Brahman. So what is this? Chit means, again there are other names to this, Jiva. Achit means Prakriti. Brahman means Purush, or you can call it as God, or you can call it as Paramatma. So there are three entities are there, Chit, Achit and Brahman, and this is an eternal one, that means the God what you are saying. And the one who have the conscious entities, those are all Jivas, and those who don't have the conscious, they are Achit, called Prakriti. These three entities are there. Now in this what Ramanujacharya said is, it's not like a perfect identity of both Brahman and the Atman. Adi Shankaracharya said Atman is nothing but Brahman and it is same. But he did not say it like that. He said in a different way. What is that is, this Chit and Achit, that means this Jiva and Prakriti, they are different, they are real, there are multiplicity, that means there are whites, there are blacks, there are animals, there are plants, there are some different, that is there, that is a reality, it's not an illusion like what Adi Shankaracharya has, that's a real thing. So that means that realism, so whatever the multiplicity that you are saying, it is a real. The multiplicity what you are saying, the difference what you are observing through your eyes, that's real. It's not an illusion. But the thing is, every person or every creature is belongs to the God. Every person is belong to the God. And this Brahman is there in everyone. Brahman is there in everyone and he will drive everyone. It is also there are no two different entities, there is only one entity, but that one entity is present in everyone and it drives everyone, and everyone is a body to that God. So I am a body and an animal is a body, you are a body, and in every body that God present and God drives. And we are driven by our soul and it is God. And we are here to serve the God. That means God in the sense that Brahman. So that means the basic difference is, if you say like there is no difference between the Atman and Brahman, Adi Shankaracharya has there is no difference, but at the same time the Adi Shankaracharya has said like, if you are showing a difference or if you are understanding multiplicity, he said because of your ignorance. And when in everyone when God is there, from where this ignorance come? In everywhere if the Brahman is there, from where this ignorance come? So the Shankaracharya's one is contradicting to each other. That is why I am saying like this multiplicity is do exist, this diversity or this difference is exist, but in everyone the driving force is God. The driving force is God. And this driving force will drives everyone. And the driving force in everyone is same. And all these are belongs to one Atma, that is Ekatma. So we all belongs to one, that is Ekatma, or you can call it as Paramatma, or you can call it as Brahman. And we are just the different forms of the same one. Different forms of the same, because we are in a different body. So this is what exactly this is what exactly Bhagavat Ramanujacharya has said. And also he said, whatever that eternal thing that we are calling in everyone, and that we are belongs to that Ekatma, he is not a Nirgun, but he is a Sugun. So he is a Sugun. That means he is having some attributes. He is like a personality, love, grace, compassion. Everything is there in this Sagun. everything is there in this, and he called it as a Narayan or Vishnu. He called it as Narayan or Vishnu. So Narayan and Vishnu is the driving force on everyone, and everyone is belongs to him, and everyone is moving in the direction of the Narayan, because it is the driving force, and we are serving Narayan, and we are serving that eternal. So that is what Bhagavat Ramanujacharya philosophy says. Bhagavat Ramanujacharya's philosophy says. So the world is an illusion according to Shankaracharya, but the world is real according to the Ramanujacharya. Okay, the world is illusion according to Shankaracharya, the world is real according to the Ramanujacharya. But whatever the corruption that happened here, corruption in the sense not this, but whatever the changes that happen here, it don't have any effect on this eternal or this Narayan. Narayan will not be affected with whatever the corruption that are happening here, but he is a driving force behind everyone. He is a driving force behind everyone. So according to Ramanujacharya, there is no Maya, there is no illusion, there is no avidya, there is no ignorance, and every entity in the universe is same, but they are not identical with the Brahman. They are not identical with the Brahman. Every individual, every creature is same on the universe, and in everyone the Paramatma or Narayan will be there. In everyone Narayan will be there, but they are not identical. They are not identical. That means he is like how it was said by Shankaracharya, like you and me both are identical. And why the differentiation Ramanujacharya is bringing here? Ramanujacharya is bringing here, like if you say you and God both are identical, then you don't worship. You don't worship. And that too, the philosophy itself is contradicting. The philosophy itself is contradicting. On the one hand, you say like everyone is a form, everyone is identical to the God, and there is an existence of illusion or avidya. It's not possible. So that is why he said, now when you understand this jnana, that means I am the one, I am a body of this Narayan, and Narayan is there in everyone, and we are all equal, and I must surrender to this Narayan, or I must surrender to this Brahman by offering puja, or with my devotion, or with my surrenderance, or with my sharanagati, or with my remembrance, then I will get the moksha, because I must merge with the eternal. So that merge with the eternal only possible with the devotion. So that is what Ramanuja said. Shankaracharya said, like when you attain that jnana that you and eternal are identical, you will get the moksha. But according to Ramanujacharya, when you understand and when you become so close to the Brahman, or when you become so close to this Purush or Narayan with your devotion, with your bhakti, with your surrenderance, with your sharanagati, then you will get that moksha. So the moksha is possible. The moksha is possible with this devotion, with this bhakti. That is what Ramanuja said. It's not because of sacrifices. It's not because of chanting something which no one understands. It's not because of any other extra ritual practices. But it is only moving so close to the God and understand, surrender yourself. So that is where you will get the salvation or moksha. So the devotion and surrenderance is an important aspect of this Ramanuja. So the Jivam accept the protection of Lord with total faith. So the Jiva must accept, like I am belongs to you, I am serving you, you are driving me. Likewise you are driving everyone, and in everyone you are there, and you are driving everyone. He is doing something because you are driving him to do that. And he is not different, he is you, because you are driving. So everyone is same, and everyone should get that jnana. That means everyone should get that bhakti marg, and everyone should understand, like, no, we should reach to this God, and that whatever the recitation or whatever the devotion and whatever the surrenderance that you are trying to do, it must reach to everyone, so that everyone will perform that bhakti or that devotion, so that everyone will merge with the eternal. That is how everyone will get the salvation. And when everyone should get the salvation and everyone is driven by the Narayana or that Brahman, then everyone is equal. And that knowledge must reach to everyone. This knowledge is not for some people. Because in the ancient society, there are some regulations, like only some caste people have an opportunity to recite something. But here Ramanujacharya has said, like, that knowledge should be reached to everyone. That means everyone is same. That is what today we are calling it as no discrimination, no caste discrimination, no gender discrimination. It is perfect equality. It is social justice. So that is what exactly you can draw from the Bhagavad Ramanujacharya's philosophy. Bhagavan Ramanujacharya's philosophy. Okay, so that humility, compassion, devotion to God, mutual respect, equality, these are all the things that are preached by the Bhagavad Ramanujacharya. And after that, the people who are following this Vishishtadvaitam, they are all following the same thing. That is why we call this statue as statue of equality. Statue of equality. And you will get the moksha through this path of devotion. So though the Adi Shankaracharya did not make it so explicit that you have to do this bhakti, but Ramanujacharya made it so explicit. But some people say, like, Adi Shankaracharya, what he said is true, but people misunderstood it, and to make the society in an order, Bhagavad Ramanujacharya has slightly changed that philosophy, so that people will move in a path which lead to the salvation. And to give appropriate knowledge and to make to set right the society, he has come up with his own Vishishtadvaitam. So perhaps you understood what is this Advaitam and what is this Vishishtadvaitam, what is this non-dualism, what is this salvation, and what is the difference between Advaita and Dvaitam. Advaitam and Vishishtadvaitam. Dvaitam is another philosophy, but at present it is not important because it is in news and the question was already asked, and the question is with respect to this only. The salvation is possible only with the devotion. Only with the devotion. That is what exactly the Ramanujacharya has said. And Ramanujacharya has written two commentaries. Just have an idea. One is Sri Bhashya. So this Sri Bhashya is a commentary on Brahma Sutras. Brahma Sutra is again a commentary on Upanishads. Second one, Bhagavad Gita Bhashya. It's a commentary on Bhagavad Gita. That means how you need to understand it. Its own commentary. So these are the two literary works, major literary works that are written by the Bhagavad Ramanujacharya. Okay. So without understanding this, if you simply understand equality, social justice, no discrimination, humility, so it doesn't make much sense. Perhaps now it will make lot of sense to you. So what is this Ekatma and everyone is same? In everyone there is a form of God and everyone has to merge with that, and that will possible only through the devotion, because that devotion and Sharanagati lead to the salvation. So the Shankaracharya's contradictions are something like when you say Brahmin in everywhere, how come it leads to that ignorance? If that is the case, you no need any prayer and God. But the people has misunderstood in a different way, like they are completely moving in an adharma path. That is the reason why Ramanujacharya has set it right in its own way, like this devotion is compulsory to get the salvation. Okay, so maybe you may get a question on this comparison with Shankaracharya or Shankaracharya and Ramanujacharya, or you may get only on this Ramanujacharya's thing, and whenever you are writing Ramanujacharya, you just make a Vishishtadvaitam and just elaborate on Vishishtadvaitam, and from that you just try to draw this equality concept. Okay, then your answer will be better. I think it's not much philosophical. I made it so simpler, and I hope you understand. Okay, thank you.
Amrita IAS Academy.